Let's do a recap of what has happened so far. So, on January the 26th, we saw a 3-team trade that involved the Las Vegas Aces, the LA Sparks, and the Seattle Storm. So, the Las Vegas Aces received Jewell Loyd and the 13th pick in the 2025 draft. We also saw the LA Sparks receive Kelsey Plum, the 9th pick in the 2025 draft, and the 2026 second round pick. All right. We also saw the Seattle Storm receive Yueru and the 2nd pick in the 2025 draft. All right. So that's what happened on January the 26th. And on January the 28th, we saw a 2-team trade between the Connecticut Sun and the Phoenix Mercury. For the Connecticut Sun, they received Natasha Cloud, Beck Allen, and the 12th pick in the 2025 draft. The Phoenix Mercury received Alyssa Thomas and Ty Harris. We also saw on January the 28th, we saw Brittany Griner agree to sign with the Atlanta Dream as a free agent. So she kind of opened that can of worms with the Atlanta Dream to sort of get a lot better, whole lot better. We also saw on January the 29th, which was just 2 days ago, Courtney Vandersloot agreeing to return to the Chicago Sky as a free agent, right? We also saw Kelsey Mitchell decide to accept the core from the Indiana Fever and return to where it all started with her in the Indiana Fever. So she is returning back. We also see Bree Jones yesterday sign with the Atlanta Dream. She signed as a free agent. And that's where we were until today. And then today, we saw the news that Natasha Howard had signed as a free agent to return back to the Indiana Fever. Now, if y'all don't know, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. She is returning back to where it all started for her. In this point in her career, she is a 33-year-old player. So, like, she's no spring chicken, but also still has some years in the W left. And she is coming back to where it all started for her with the Indiana Fever. So that is something that happened earlier today. And then we saw just a couple of hours ago, at this point, at least an hour ago, we saw the news that there was a massive 3-team trade that recently just happened. And it involved the Phoenix Mercury, it involved the Dallas Wings, and it involved the Indiana Fever. So for the Fever, they get Sophie Cunningham, and they get the number 19th pick in the draft. They end up trading away NaLyssa Smith and their number 8th pick in the 2025 draft. Dallas gets Ty Harris from the Phoenix Mercury. They also get the rights to Kiki, Herbert, Harrigan, also from the Phoenix Mercury. They get NaLyssa Smith from the Indiana Fever, and they get the number 8th pick from the Indiana Fever. And for the Phoenix Mercury, they get Satou Sabally from the Dallas Wings via a core signing. They also get Kalani Brown from the Wings and Sevgi Uzun as well. So that is the news. So if y'all are like, what happened? That is everything that has happened and that has been confirmed. Okay? That is everything. Everything we know as of right now. Now, guys, tomorrow is February 1st, which is wild because we have reached the end of January, which is crazy. When we talk about January, man, this January flew by. It absolutely flew by, and this was a wild time for women's basketball. Lots of news happened, right? We saw the start of Unrivaled. We saw like WNBA players kind of doing their thing overseas. We saw college basketball have some big time games in January, and we have seen a lot of movement when it comes to free agency, when it comes to trades. So much action has happened. It is kind of wild to think about. And guys, we have reached the end of January, so congratulations. Let's all cheer that we've reached the end of the month. And now the work actually begins tomorrow, because tomorrow is February the 1st. This is when all of these confirmed trades, all of these confirmed signings, it will become official tomorrow, because a lot of these things require players to sign some stuff before it becomes final. Players are able to sign stuff on February the 1st, okay? So that is when stuff becomes officially official. But the reason why I say stuff has been confirmed, because it has been confirmed in a lot of cases from the players themselves, from their agents themselves, through means like the Next Hoops, ESPN, the Sun Times. There's been lots of places that have confirmed all this stuff. So everything I just stated is confirmed. Okay, you can book it, but but some of that stuff will come officially official on February 1st, aka tomorrow. All right. So that was a wild rundown of all the stuff that just happened that is confirmed. Now there are lots of players who have been in talks with teams. There's still stuff that has not been confirmed as of yet. But yeah, y'all. One thing that needed to happen, the reason why all of this stuff had to happen before February 1st is because teams had to decide what they were going to do, and players had to decide what they were going to do. When it comes to signing contracts, when it comes to free agency, we're not going to see a lot of trades. After this point, we're not going to see a lot of trades. The point was all of these trades needed to happen so that way players and teams can be like, okay, this is what we're working with. Let's move forward for the future, right? And so that's why all of this action had to happen. We needed to see where Satou Sabally would land because that would affect what other teams did when it comes to actually giving more offers out for players to sign, right? We needed to see where Alyssa Thomas was going to go. We needed to see what was going to happen to NaLyssa Smith, right? We needed to see that Kelsey Mitchell was going to return to the Indiana Fever, right? We needed to see Kelsey Plum leaving the Aces and heading on over to LA, right? We needed to see some of these bigger names and these bigger players. We needed to see where they were going to land. So that way, on February 1st, everybody knows what everybody's working with. We're not going to see much trades from here on out, right? If we make it to midnight tonight, we won't see very many trades after that, all right? So hopefully that rundown was helpful, kind of going through all the stuff that's confirmed. I know there's a lot of like rumors. I know there's a lot of like people like just spreading outright lies on social media, but hopefully that was your quick rundown of everything that is actually confirmed. All right. So govern yourselves accordingly. All right, let's get to these super chats. Thank you so much to Ecklerger. Calger, thanks so much for the super chat. Says great coverage. Well, I appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I love being all up on this stuff. Like I love it. It makes me so happy to be like to make these slides where I'm like organizing. Like, oh, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what, you know what I'm saying. Like I love that. I love that. Because guys, we have reached the beginning of. It's the beginning of the end. No, I'm kidding. But like, again, February 1st is tomorrow. So like, we're going to see a lot more signings. There's a lot of teams that have basically no real roster. Like the Phoenix Mercury, yes, they do have some good signings. They do have what looks like a good starting five or it looks like a good start to a starting five. But they don't have the rest of the roster. So they got to kind of have to figure that out. Okay. They kind of have to figure that out, and get some players signed, right? The Chicago Sky. They gotta get some players signed. The Las Vegas Aces. Who are you gonna sign? You need to make sure to fill that center position, right? You got Kia Stokes. Kia Stokes is not a shooter, right? You need to make some stuff happen on that front. And so there's lots of decisions that these teams have to make, like the New York Liberty. The New York Liberty lost the Satou Sabally sweepstakes. Who do they get? Like who are they gunning for? I think there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, and they will start to get answered tomorrow on February the 1st, okay?